Hi there, Samuel Larsen here from Crocodile.com. We help e-commerce merchants scale to seven figures and beyond. Now let's talk about phone conversions. Because if you're anything like a typical e-commerce store, you'll have around 70-80% of your traffic coming from mobile. But that traffic, compared to desktop traffic, is converting around 1/4 to half of what the desktop traffic is actually converting. So phone conversions in 2020 are massively important, but typically you see these lower conversion rates. And obviously that's not an ideal situation and we should do something about it. But first, let's look into why is that? Why are phone conversions so low? And then we can start ideating improvement ideas on how to change that. When it comes to mobile and the differences between mobile and desktop, there's three big differences. So obviously, and this is what everybody thinks is the only difference, is the screen size. If we think a little bit deeper, there are a couple of other differences. First of all, it's the situational difference. That user that is browsing this e-commerce store with their mobile device probably came through a different path in the first place, and they are in a complete different situation. So they might be on a railway station waiting for their train, or in a busy situation waiting for their friend. So at any point, this shopping journey could be stopped by an external event. Now compare that to a desktop. If you are on your laptop, you're way more likely to have a little bit more time. And it's unlikely that somebody's going to come to your room and stop you from doing what you're doing. So that's the first big difference. The second one is that on mobile, in general, we are way more likely to be distracted. So if you think of the mobile behavior of users and people these days, especially on mobile with all these apps and notifications going on, you can be similarly stopped. But not only stopped, but you have a browsing behavior that is seeking dopamine at all times. So you are conditioned to go back to Instagram, go back to Facebook, and they are really just a couple of clicks away. So oftentimes we would see users go and bounce between different apps, and then if they do get lost, it's a lot harder for them to go back to that app that is the web browser, because there's so many other apps. And it's not such a big difference with tabs on desktop. So you would have somewhat a similar behavior, but it's still easier on desktop to maintain your position. So you don't have this similar kind of pressure to multitask and to go and do other things. So if you think about it, like think of your own behavior, think of how you use Instagram, Facebook. You are just checking it quickly. And it's the same thing with e-commerce stores. So most times you open up the phone, it's going to last at most like 3 minutes. So if you're really patient with your phone, you probably check it only 50, 100 times a day. And most of those sessions are under 3 minutes. Now think of the scenario where, okay, you have a shopping journey that just started midway through that 3 minute session. And now you have 1.5 minutes to complete the purchase. It's very unlikely to happen. Like, when was the last time you bought anything under 3 minutes, let alone like 1.5 minutes? So if we assume that we cannot actually convert these people, or most of these people, then we can start improving our conversion rates on mobile, which sounds a little bit backward, but you have to get these people into a situation where they have more attention and when they are in a better position to convert. So in this case, they will have more patience and the experience will be better. So if we think about a typical mobile journey, there is no situational context. So if we assume that the mobile user is busy, they don't have time, and they don't have the patience to do it right now, then we can provide a better experience for them. So on mobile, we can achieve that initial introduction, and we can get them a little bit curious about the product. We can get the attention sparked, we can get the interest sparked a little bit, we can get them curious, but we probably cannot get them to decide or take action, at least not as often. So we need to have a follow-up sequence in place. And there's a couple of ways to do this. And ideally you'd combine these. So let's say you combine Facebook retargeting and email marketing, and you do these strategies simultaneously. So this way you have the situational context. So it's not just about you coming there and pummeling them with an ad, hoping for a hard conversion right away. But instead, you start building a little bit of a relationship. And this is not expensive because you can capture an email address and get them pixeled and start doing a sequence. So this way, when they are later on in a better position, you have that attention at the right moment. Let's say they want to convert at the desktop, but it's just a bad timing for them. Then we'd need to build a little bit of a mousetrap with email capture, for example, and go there and be there at the relevant time. So it's an adaptation to their experience and to their situation that we need to achieve. So with mobile, it's all about soft conversions. It's all about introducing. It's all about getting that attention, and expect that you need to have multiple touch points in order to sell that product. Obviously, it would be a perfect world if we can just convert them right away there and then, but it's not the most common scenario. So what we want to do is we want to have a strategy that fits both of these audiences. So if we have those hard converters that are ready to buy, they can do it. If they are not, then there's a soft conversion option as well. And you are in this constant fight for engagement and time. So expect to have or not have that attention at all times. You're still starting a conversation, so don't ask for big commitments right away. And as the world moves even more and more into the mobile, these soft conversions will become more important. All right, what to do then? What would be your checklist of action items to get that mobile comparison conversion rate to be around 50% of desktop, which it's a pretty good one. So what you want to do is you want to build soft conversions to your site. So this would be email captures and email captures that are actually valuable. So give something for free, could be a raffle, could be some kind of little bit of creative value add, a lead magnet, etc. So what I see typically is a 10% off for all visitors, but if the user has not engaged yet, it's not going to be very powerful. And you're actually confusing them or making that buying journey a little bit more difficult, because now they have to go to their email, and it's not going to be a great experience for a returning visitor to see that you only offer a discount for the new users. So that's one, build a soft conversion to your site. Then second, have an option to save the cart. So most of the cart abandonments are actually just the people saving their cart for later. And then e-commerce merchants get all excited that their cart recovery email system is working so well. But most of the time, it's just people saving the cart. So you want to have a smooth transition from that mobile experience to that desktop experience, if they do prefer to check on other device. Then obviously, if you think of the mobile conversion rate or mobile converting on a mobile, then you want to make it easy to buy. So this means no accounts, have autofills as much as possible. So Shopify now has this system where if you have these details, you have filled them before, they will already come and be there for you, so you don't need to type everything again. Make sure that you don't ask any kind of extra information, and any information that you do ask is useful. Then just seek to catch them at a better time. That's the last thing. So retargeting here is your friend. Both ads and emails in sync, and you'll do a lot better. So converting these days is a lot more about retargeting and going there again and again as it was in the past. So all in all, focus more beyond the screen size and try to take into account their situation. So if you have people with shorter attention span, you can, for example, have shorter pages on mobile. Let's not have all the information out there and cut out the fluff. Let's go straight to the point. So in summary, you can't expect your mobile conversion rates to be as good as desktop for all the reasons that we have and gone through, but you can get better. And if you do get better, there's a massive incentive for improving your results by just improving that mobile conversion rate a tiny bit, and you will do a lot better. So that's it. For more e-commerce conversion rate optimization and growth tips, make sure to subscribe for the channel. And if you have any questions, just ask them in the comments below and we'll be happy to answer them. Thanks.